Hey out there, legal warriors. This video applies to all of us. We never know when someone that we love or we care about gets arrested. And if they get arrested, there's things that we need to know and things we need to do now to make sure that we can help that person we care about. So if you know people, stay tuned. This is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington state for more than 20 years, and I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. Again, we never think anyone that we know, we care about, is going to get arrested. But let me tell you, in my 20 years plus of being a defense attorney, I get calls every week with someone who is totally lost because their child, their son, their daughter, their mother, their father, their grandchild, their wife, their husband, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their best employee has got arrested and they're lost and they don't know what to do. So I'm going to cover 4 key things we must know and we must do to help the situation and help our loved one who's going through this terrible, terrible experience. Now, what is number 1? Number 1 is a cautionary tale. Number 1 is if you hear from your loved one on a jail call, do not talk to them about the facts of the case. Think about it. They're going to be very worried. They're going to be wanting to run a whole narrative about why they didn't do it and why they got arrested. And that's all recorded and a prosecutor can get to it. So instead, stop them from talking and say, hey, just tell me, what were you arrested for? What jail are you in? Have you been told if you have a court date? When? And have you been told if there's a bail where I can bail you out? That's what you want to know. So number 1, stop them from talking about it. Find out from them where they're at. Do they know about a court date? Are they okay? And is there a bail that's already been posted? And if not, have you been told when it might be posted? So that's first and most important thing. Second thing we have to do right away, assuming that we don't know exactly what the situation is, you know something that told you they're in jail. Think about, where were they? Were they in King County? Were they in a city? Were they somewhere else? That's way away from home, right? Where were they? And then you are going to want to get on the computer and start looking through jail registers. Each jail has a register that lets you know the people that have booked into their jail, people that are currently there or people that are going to be booked in the future, or not in the future, but people that have been booked in the last 24 hours. I wish I knew who's going to be booked in the future. We could save them. Be like many movies we've seen, right? So you're going to look that up. And if it's in King County, you might search King County Jail Register. If it's in Snohomish County, you might search Snohomish County Jail Register. If it's a city, certain cities have their own jails, right? You could look at Linwood Municipal Jail, Marysville Municipal Jail, and you're going to take a look. And if it's just happened the arrest, the name's not going to be there right away. So don't panic. It could take an hour or 2 for your loved one's name to show up. But once it shows up, pay attention. What was the arrest for? You might say INV for investigation. And who is the law enforcement agency? A defense attorney is going to need to know that, because depending on the law enforcement agency, they may have a court date coming up at a certain time or they may not. And an attorney is going to know that. Also take a look, is there a bail amount, right? Is there a bail amount listed? If it says blank by bail, that means you can't bail them out. If it says 0, that means you can't bail them out. If there's a number there, you may be able to bail them out of jail by getting a hold of a bonding company. And if it's like a $5,000 bail, it might cost you $500 to bail them out to a bonding company. Realize that if you bail them out and they run off on you, you might be liable for the bail. So think about that. But if this is someone you care about, you're going to probably trust them not to do that. So that is something that you want to pay attention to. Pay attention to that jail register so you can get them out. Number 3, what's the third thing you need to do? Think about, is this person close enough to you that you need to worry about their job the next day? You need to worry about coming up with a story to say, hey, call them in sick if they don't think they're going to be out. Is there a pet that needs to be taken care of? Is there some obligation they're not going to be able to fulfill because they're stuck in the jail. Most people don't think about that, but that can make a big difference for the overall outcome of your loved one who's in jail, right? Um, I've seen situations where, we know it happens on a Thursday, and we know there's not court until 1 o'clock on Friday, and they're supposed to be at work Friday morning. Well, hey, I'm calling in for my husband. He's really sick and he's going to the doctor. Maybe that little story that you tell can be something that helps save that job, because we're going to get them out late Friday or Saturday, and they're going to be able to go back to work on Monday. Similarly, hey, do you know this person has a dog that needs to be fed or something? I don't know what the situation might be, but it's something to think about. Can you reach out to another loved one to take care of that? What do you need to do? And maybe you need to talk to some people about helping get bail or those type of things. So that's something you need to think about when you learn your loved one is jail. What are the collateral things going on? Sometimes we worry about medication, stuff like that too. The jail typically is going to take care of the medication, and hopefully your loved one's not going to be in there so long that it's going to be a serious issue. If it is a serious issue, or they're in there a long time, feel free to get a hold of the jail so they know what it is that you're concerned about with your loved one being in the jail. We don't have a lot of control over that, but the least we can do is let them know if we have a concern about, antipsychotic medications or something like that. And I think the fourth thing you need to do, and it sounds self-serving, but it's not really meant to be, is you really need to get a hold of an attorney. It's even hard for us attorneys to figure out exactly what the next steps are as far as the timing of things, depending on each court. There's probably, 50 different jails in the local area, and probably, 80 different courts. And so each one does something different for a type of charge, and the time something happened, right? And what we're really feeling, as if we're the loved one, is we're feeling lost, we're feeling scared, we're feeling helpless, right? Trying to help our person in this terrible situation. So if you reach out to a qualified attorney who has a lot of experience in the area, they're going to be able to listen to what happened and use their knowledge to give you your best guess of what's going to happen. Are they likely to be released? I'm probably going to know. I've done it long enough. Are they likely to be released? Are they likely to be held? Is there likely to be a paper court where the court comes in on the weekend and sets a bail? Why might there not be a bail? A domestic violence charge doesn't have a bail to begin with, and because the court's got to set a no contact order, stuff like that. So to try to give you some idea of what to expect, we actually keep a chart in the office. Hey, if they get arrested in Bothell, here's the likely court date if they get arrested. And for a felony, here's the likely court date. If it's King County, it's going to be this time, right? And it's something that changes over time. So if we have to keep a list and use judgment and years of experience, and we still have to sweat it, imagine how impossible it is for you if you try to do it on your own. It's nearly impossible, and it's very, very frustrating. So if you have a loved one get arrested, what have we covered? Stop them from talking on the jail phone. Use the computer to figure out where they're at. Think about what it is in their life that maybe you can help with. Don't make it worse, by spilling beans you shouldn't, but help with, given this inconvenient situation. And four, find a competent and qualified attorney who's available to take a weekend call or an after hours call, if it's that time, who could try to point you in the right direction. And another good thing to remember is put off your computer that keeps beeping on me, but I'm not going to remake this video. Anyway, so if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people are going to get the help they need. And more importantly, if you have a legal problem, feel free to reach out to my firm. We're going to listen to what happened. We'll identify a way forward, and we will be there for you. Thank you.